connection and opportunity. All in one place. Come join the community. So text it now, don't wait in line. Out for life. 949298290. That's 9498290. connection and opportunity. All in one place. Come join the community. So text it now, don't wait in line. Fight for life. 949292905. That's 9492905.
No.
Hello and welcome to another Office Hours. This is the Soul of Business edition. I'm one of the co-hosts, Blaine Bartlett. Matt, great to have you here as well today. How you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
I could not be better. Good. It's good to have you on the show.
Good to see everyone.
Yeah. I'm not sure where David's at today. I know he's in New York. They've got all kinds of stuff going on. So he may or may not be dropping in. So it may just be you and I kind of running this shindig today.
All right. You got the wheel. I'll try and be a okay co-pilot.
Okay. The whole idea that David and I had when we first started these Office Hours series, 900 and almost 1,000 episodes ago. We're number 908 or so. We'll have 1,000 in the can before this is all done for sure. Yeah. The idea was organized around the nature of the soul of business, and the idea of the soul of a business is, the soul of anything actually. There's a blueprint inside something that looks to be expressed fully, and that blueprint is unique to the entity. So what happens with businesses oftentimes, and this is where I'm kind of teeing up our guest here, first guest. The business starts to kind of take on its own, what's the word I'd say? Its own life, in the sense of the business becomes more important than the business of the soul of the business. If I could be alliterative here. And we start losing connection to that soul. And this is particularly true with founders. When organizations start to come up, one of the ways that founders try to protect the baby is to keep themselves involved. And that can be a very interesting pinch point in the ability to scale the organization. So part of the challenge is, how do you scale without losing connection to what made you unique in the first place? Our first guest here, Michael Buzinski. I'm going to bring him up right now. Buzz, how you doing?
How's it going? Doing good. How are you guys?
Doing really good.
I'm actually in New York as well. I'm going to be seeing David here in a couple hours.
Okay, well, tell him that we miss him.
All right, well.
Okay. You've got an interesting take on this, and just to kind of put some street cred on the table here as far as people listening right now. You've been recognized by the American Marketing Association as a visionary marketer, and you've got some stuff going on in terms of how organizations, businesses in particular, can market themselves without having to rely on the founder as not only the face of the organization, but the driving impetus behind the organization's going forward. And you got a new book, small ebook that you're making available to everybody here. And I'm going to just kind of pull the title out here. Build a founder-free revenue engine. I like it. Build a founder-free revenue engine. Talk a little bit about what that is, Michael. Or do you prefer Michael or Buzz?
Buzz is great. Everybody calls me Buzz.
Okay, everybody calls you Buzz. Great. What is this? How's it work?
So the thing is that we all build our businesses around us, right? Most visionaries or founders of businesses start with an expertise, right? And they found that people can use their expertise because they solve a particular problem, right? And then their expertise gets spread thin because their bandwidth gets smaller and smaller as their business starts growing. So then they start hiring people around them to help them provide that service. But the one thing that they consistently do not avoid them is their revenue engine. And when we talk about revenue engine, we're talking about their marketing, their sales, and their client success. And most people think of those as three different things. But when we start out, they're all in here. And when they're doing well, they're all working as one. So while we can keep it all up track in here, at some point, other people need to know what's in here somewhere else so that it can be literally founder free. And a lot of people are like, oh, so they're not going to be part of it. It's like, no, it's so that it can run without them being the main gear. Because we're always, if you're the face of your company, you're always going to have some input into your revenue engine. But if you're the main gear, you're going to run out of you. Your bandwidth at some point is going to run out. And that's where you become the main constraint, the main bottleneck to your own company's success. And we have to get the business owner out of the way so that the company can evolve beyond them.
Perfect. Yeah. Matt, ideas, thoughts?
Seems like a pretty classic problem that entrepreneurs should be eager to read the book and head that way. Do you find that most do, or is the biggest hang up the founder feeling that it can't be good enough if it's not him? Is that the biggest hurdle first?
Oh man, Matt, you hit the nail on the head. There's ego. Ego is the number one thing that we have to get over, right? Our mindset that, hey, we're the only one that can make the relationships happen. We're the only one that can sell the big deals. We're the only one that's going to keep everything together, right? Because that's who got there. And granted, we are the best marketers of our business because we're the most passionate about our business. We're the best salespeople in our business because we have the freedom to sell whatever we want. When you put a salesperson into a system that a founder built, they have 20% of what a founder sells is usually something that they just made up at the time to make the deal happen. It happens all the time. They haven't constricted themselves to this is what you can sell. And that's what salespeople have to do. So automatically right out the door, any salesperson you put in there is going to be 80% as good as the founder. But that's okay because I can hire 5 salespeople. Right? Now I have 400% more bandwidth than one founder. So who cares if we lose 1 out of 5 of those opportunities if we're getting 4 times more business at the same time without the founder? Client success is the same thing. If they're the one who gets to smooth everything over because they think it's them that they're buying. So we somehow have to systemize that experience to get them out of the way. So that ego is the biggest thing. It's not a negative thing. It's just what we built. It's our baby. It's just like if you had a child, you'd want to protect it. You know, you talk about the parents right now, you know, becoming empty nesters, sending their kids off to college. And the moms are like, I don't want to send my baby to college, right? It's the same thing with our business. We're like, I don't want to give up my business. It's mine. But no, you're going to have to start sharing it at some time if you want it to grow up to something beyond yourself.
Yeah. And in that, honestly, I think, Buzz, those of you that are running an entrepreneurial organization, SMB, the scaling question is really the conundrum. And Matt, you've run into this. I mean, as you've built your organizations. Yeah. And you've done quite well with it. So I'm going to just kind of circle this conversation back to you, Matt, in one sense here. Yeah. The question that you just asked, Buzz, how did you actually address that yourself? Because you did address it.
Yeah. You have to accept 95% of what it could be if you did it, or 90% or whatever that number is. Because if you want to scale it, you have to let other people do it. So what I found is sometimes people are better than me and sometimes they're not as good. But on average, the only way it might come up a little short, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to fall short if I keep trying to do everything. That's honestly what you have to remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're going to run out of runway at some point, right?
Not to mention gas.
Right.
So Buzz, do you spend the whole time convincing entrepreneurs of that, or do you baby step? Do you have a process or something that baby steps them to get there?
So there's the one step that they have to make, and they only make it when they understand what they're actually trying to get to, which is entrepreneurial freedom. And both of you are very familiar with the three phases of entrepreneurship, which is the financial independence, so we can print money at will, entrepreneurial freedom, and then legacy. And the problem is that most founders, once they get that financial independence, they start looking towards their legacy and try to skip the entrepreneurial freedom, the ability to work above their business, not just on it, above it, and then go and find the legacy that they're building, right? Because now they own a company, not a job. Once they have that concept in their brain, there's very little convincing that I have to do, right? And if you are not ready for that, I don't try to convince you because you're just not ready. And I can't remember who told me, this: the teacher never finds the student finds the teacher when they're ready. Right.
Yeah.
And so all I can do is put the information out there, say, hey, there is a better way. I lived in entrepreneurial freedom. I lived in basically owning a job, and my boss wasn't very nice to me type of situation for 13 years before I realized, hey, there's a better way to run business. Right. And I think that the new generations coming in right now is recognizing that earlier and earlier in their career. So they're not waiting 15 years like I did to figure out, like, wait a second, I don't have to be like latched to this building. I latched to a CEO position, latched to being on the phone every day, or whatever it is that keeps the wheels running. I can actually have other people who are happy to do that for me so that I can do what I'm best at, where I want to put my impact in. And you can't do that unless you have that entrepreneurial freedom.
That's perfect. And I see that David's in his purple coat. He is joining us now. You're muted, David. You're muted.
Yes, I'm plumb out of time. And speaking of, taking myself out, I'm leaving the show in trusted hands of Blaine Barlett and Matt Ebert. So thank you guys. And I see that you guys caught the Buzz. I've been doing a lot of work with Buzz. He's helping so many of our companies take not only a scalable approach, but an emotionally scalable approach, because I know so many people that have golden handcuffs in what they do. If you're at all interested in working on the business, not in the business, making more money, helping more people, having more fun, Buzz is our guy. So thank you for your patience, Buzz. And I appreciate everybody allowing me to sneak my way back into our show.
That's great. And you can find out more about what Buzz is up to at buzzworthystrategies.com. And Gigi just put that in the Sharon down below there. So check it out. The book's an easy read, and it's filled with just some incredible jewels. So, take advantage of it.
Thank you.
Buzzworthystrategies.com. Buzz, thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Great to meet you, Buzz.
And David, I'll turn the helm over to you.
All right. Well, that could be a mistake, but we'll see what we got here. We got Matthew waiting in the wings. Another Matthew, not Ebert, but Abrams. He's here out of Asheville, South Carolina. Keynote speaker, author, leadership coach, and EOS implementer. Welcome, Matthew Abrams, to Office Hours episode 907 or so. It's probably more than that, but welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here. How you guys doing?
Amazing. And we're super excited. Next couple weeks, your new book is coming out, and Inviting Genius, how good leaders use conflict to become great. I love the word genius, and I really in particular would love to know your definition of genius. I have my own, but I'm curious, just to start in the premise of the book, what is your definition of genius?
Yeah, very simply, it's inborn nature. So the etymological roots where the word genius came from, we often think, Einstein or whatever, but it's inborn nature. And that means we all have genius. We just need to reclaim, understand what it is, and live and lead from that place.
And within that definition, would it be fair to say that my definition, which is an expression of God, would be completely aligned with that, just adding the idea of expressing it?
That's exactly it. It's our God-given calling on this planet, who we are, how we express ourselves, living in alignment with that.
Super cool. Well, I learned most of this shit from Blaine Bartlett, who's my mentor, teacher, coach, business consultant. So I remember the first time he was teaching me about genius, I was lost as a puppy. So Blaine, maybe you can bring some more enlightenment on a community like you. Hopefully they'll learn faster than 20 years like me, but you can bring that to them.
Well, thank you for saying so, David. Yeah, sit, Ubu, sit. Little puppy there. Matt, I like the subtitle of your book here, How Good Leaders Use Conflict to Become Great. And I like it for this reason. Your work, and a lot of the work I've done over the last 40 plus years, is not so much about conflict elimination as it is resolution. And resolution is an interesting word because it actually invites you to use conflict effectively. And the inborn genius in each of us, we bring to the table, and that's where we start bumping up against each other.
Yeah.
And what's interesting to me about conflict, and there's a question embedded in this, is I walk across the carpet. I need to have friction in order to do that. Okay, if I don't have friction, I'm not going to move.
Yeah,
and another
nice.
word for conflict is friction.
Yeah.
But I want to be able to moderate the amount of friction. Too much, I get stopped. Too little, I don't move. So this is where the resolution dynamic comes in. When you're inviting genius in the framing of there's going to be conflict, what do you level set around the expectations that effective leadership can actually address?
Yeah, so often we as leaders look at conflict and actually avoid it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my invitation is, instead of avoiding it or minimizing it, we need to leverage it. Conflict is only a signal that something is out of alignment. So when we can say what needs to be said authentically and directly, and take care of the other person, be compassionate, be curious, that's where we have that kind of like Goldilocks. So you're talking about friction and tension. That's where we can leverage that tension. And I would say even more than resolution, because one, we can use conflict to solve the problem. That's great. But two, we can use the conflict to deepen the relationship. And that's the point that most leaders fail to understand how to do it, or have the desire or motivation to actually do it.
Yeah.
I had a question, Matt. I interviewed somebody once, and he was leaving a company, and he felt they didn't fight enough at that company, which means there probably wasn't any conflict.
Yeah.
So from an opposite view, if you're with a team or in a business where there isn't any conflict, should you worry that you're probably not bringing out the genius, that you're probably not doing the things you need to do to find the challenges that give you success?
Yeah, if you're in a company and there's no conflict, run. That's a real issue, that we haven't built the conditions for trust. And this often comes from this, I see this so often, where the leader has this mask. The leader, he or she, has this identity. I need to be right. We have to have it all figured out. You as leaders on the team, you have to have the answer. And when that happens within leaders and leadership teams, they become paralyzed. And when we see things differently, we just shove it down. When we have emotion, there's no place for that. And the team suffers, the alignment suffers, the accountability suffers, and ultimately the results suffer.
So there's always conflict between two humans at some point. What you're saying is if it's not showing up, somebody's burying it.
That's right. We're avoiding it. Yeah, there's a hard conversation we need to have. Look, let's be honest. None of us want to have hard conversations. It's uncomfortable. But when we can do it, and when we can do it effectively, and that's the problem, is most people don't know how to do it effectively. So we just avoid it. But when we can do it and we do it effectively, we solve the issue and we strengthen the relationship. The thing we're very afraid of hurting, it actually, when we can do it effectively, we actually strengthen that relationship.
Yeah.
So true, especially in trusting and vetting investment opportunities and asking uncomfortable questions through the realm. It's so interesting, even within the context of this book. You can't find outside of you what you're not inside of you. And it's so important to have less conflict inside of ourselves so that we can go ahead and express our genius once is given to and through us as well. It's a must read. Matthew Abrams has written. It comes out August 3rd or August 4th. August 4th.
Yep.
Available, everyone. Pre-order it. Available everywhere. It will help you with your external, but more importantly, internal conflict to express your own genius, subject matter, topic expertise. I'm blessed to be the dumbest one in this room with my three geniuses, Blaine Bartlett, Matthew, Ebert, and Abram. Thank you, Matthew Abrams, for joining us.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thanks,
You
man.
got it, my friend.
Thanks, man.
Check out the book. You are absolutely go inviting genius. Available everywhere. Boys, I'm back on track with two of my favorite people. That was a Matt on Matt exchange. Now we got Dr. Brandy Zachary here, and she is in Wyoming, of all places. And we're going to talk about her product offering. Brandy, thank you for joining us.
Hi, how are you doing?
Phenomenal would be an understatement. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm in St. Croix right now, so I can't complain much. I'm looking at a
Oh,
beautiful ocean.
well, Dr. Z, you're the master, and your newest and latest is Diagnose This. And I'm sure tons of people are utilizing Chat GPT and Claude and other things to diagnose this. Give us an idea of what your product offering has to allow us to figure out the dis-ease that we may be experiencing.
So I just have a history of being a good patient, but not getting the medical treatment I needed. And my story is far from unique. There's just a lot of medical gaslighting out there, but I'm also on the other side. I've trained 70,000 practitioners over the last few years of every type of license. Some are escaping traditional medicine because they want to do it differently. Some had their own health challenge and it opened their eyes to what was going on. For me, my brain was electrocuted 20 times for what turned out to be an infection.
Mm.
And so it's been a passion of mine creating best-selling lab textbooks, certifications, figuring out how to do it differently. And even though there's so many people I've served, it was still a small piece of the pie because it was practitioners who were already waking up that we need to do something differently. So I decided to create something that would go to the people, and that's diagnosethis.com. We have an app that's about to drop, and I have a lot of attorneys in my life, and they say, "Oh, it's brave, it's bold. Well, prepare your defense." That's always reassuring. But it's never been done before, and it's going to give the answers to the people so they can go have a better visit. So diagnose this as the plea, it's a request, and they walk in with information that's undeniable. Because we know the other side of the medical system, we know that when you walk in with certain information, to ignore it becomes medical malpractice. So it's going to be our only and best way to change healthcare from the inside out, far better than shooting CEOs in the street, which does nothing and just ruins families and freaks people out. So this way, the masses will have answers for why their tummy hurts and their fingers blue and their hair's falling out and things that don't seem to make sense. And start giving them the information right up front so we can end medical gaslighting.
Functional medicine 2.0. Let's talk a little bit about that if we could, Dr. Z. Yeah. So what was functional medicine 1.0? And I ask about this because I've got a number of really close clients and friends that work in this space. So I'd be very interested in hearing, kind of what's that leap from 1.0 to 2.0? What's that chasm that
it's
is
sort of
being
the
crossed?
old guard, which is the same way I was trained. And the fascination was, oh my gosh, let's get to the root cause of an issue, which was great because we just don't do that in traditional medicine. We don't have the time for it. It's just not how it was structured to be. Traditional medicine is actually operating exactly the way it was built, and it's working for the way it's supposed to be, but it wasn't designed to get to a root cause. So functional medicine 1.0, that was what was so novel about it, was that we would start asking why, right? And getting to the root cause. But we were taught then to sort of like worship a guru standing on a stage talking about an enzyme 3 steps deep into a hormone cascade, and it didn't prepare us for how to serve the patient 9 a.m. on Monday morning. And then we would overwhelm the patient. We'd be like, okay, here's everything about you and your genetics and your lifestyle and everything you need to change. And they're checking out. It's overwhelming. It's too much. There's no way I can do that. They stopped listening 15 minutes in, and you went on for 2 hours. So functional medicine 2.0 is all about results. If we don't get patient outcomes, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how smart we sound.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what the root cause is. We have to get patient outcomes. And so I teach functional medicine 2.0 to practitioners all the time and teach them how to set themselves apart, not only from other practitioners, but from the latest fad or the cheap mail-in bioidentical hormone replacement therapy or peptide or whatever. Everyone's searching for solutions. It's a $1 trillion industry. And the way they're going to set themselves apart is they have to help their patients actually succeed. So instead of focusing on data, they have to focus on transformation, which means I could line up 10 women that are 40 years old and all have a diagnosis of Hashimoto's autoimmune thyroid condition. And it's going to take a different approach with each one. Not just based on why they have that medical condition, but also what's their personality, what's their lifestyle, what's getting in the way of them making a change or creating success. So it's what I call biohacking human behavior.
Okay.
So what a noble cause. My question is how have you been able to organize this idea into and stay current and keep enough? It's almost like the needle in the haystack thing. You got to figure out about why your health's bad and how'd you go about tackling that mountain of an issue, I guess?
Well, I was sort of thrown away. I was put on Social Security disability, told I'd never work again. I was in bed 22 hours a day, and I was earning $927 a month in disability. So my first thing was I had to fight back for myself. And I feel like I read nothing but PubMed research for about a decade before I could go back to a regular book. And that's when I started my first functional medicine clinic. Then I started training other practitioners. Then Functional Medicine Academy, our training program, it started with just me, but now we have 62 staff members across 10 countries. So I don't do it alone, right? When I saw my first functional medicine patient, I spent 10 hours after their intake deep dive and researching all their lab markers, which was a great learning experience, but it's not sustainable. You can't do that with every patient. You won't have a sustainable business, right? So then I had to build the tools and the software that could help us give individual personalized medicine to each person, but still run a business that allows you to scale and have a life and have a family and, you know, fly to St. Croix and all those types of things. So that's what we've done. We're about to release our 4th app. I didn't plan on getting into technology and learning how to talk to developers and having them full-time on staff and all of that. But that just became a necessity to actually do the work.
Okay.
What a powerful tool
Amazing.
though. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, go
Thank you.
if you're interested. When's the launch going to be?
We're weeks away from our beta drop. So if people go to diagnosethis.com, you don't have to pay anything. You'll be first in line to get it. And the main level of the app is free, and it'll always be free because we want people using it. ChatGPT, Google, WebMD, these things are very, very limited tools. Doesn't mean they can't help, but you really cannot count on them for clinical information. Practitioners cannot use them for clinical information. It's not reliable, it'll hallucinate, it'll make things up, it's not predictable, you can't control the input and the output. So we had to build tools to be able to provide that information. So the first one we did was for practitioners. It takes about 3 hours of charting and turns it into 3 minutes. So we have tons of practitioners already using that, loving it, changing their day-to-day life. And then this is the patient public version that's about to drop. And the report's beautiful. It's in lay language, so you understand it. It makes your suffering make sense. And then it empowers you to go have a good visit with your practitioner. And it has a practitioner section that speaks directly to them in their language. So we have a section for the layperson who's looking at it and a section where we can say, hey, doc, here's what's going on.
So powerful and meaningful. We appreciate Dr. Brandy Zachary, CEO at Functional Medicine Academy. Go to diagnosethis.com and participate in the beta version. Thank you so much. We'll have you back on our other shows. I'm sure the other boys would love to have you as well. So thank you. Keep up the great work.
Thank you so much. Take
Enjoy
care.
St. Croix.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen. Well, we don't want people to waste their time just with the intelligent entertainment that we give. We actually want them to have takeaways, something constructive that they can learn from this show. So I would love to get your takeaways of the show.
My first one, I guess it's good to have a little conflict every now and then. And
Nice.
then second one, it's great to see people empowering the patient to actually, nobody cares about your own health more than you, to be able to find a way to figure out some things, not without the help of a doctor, but to kind of coach the doctor into what possibilities might be is probably pretty valuable.
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback on that, Matt. The power of conflict. Just to be able to hear from three different unique sources here about how conflict can actually be your best friend, whether you're a founder feeling conflicted about letting go of the reins a bit, or whether you're just dealing with conflict as a leader in an organization. And from a medical perspective, the conflicting experience that the patient has with what they're faced with. How do we actually navigate that? So finding ways to embrace conflict, appropriate conflict, in the
Beautiful.
ways that we can leverage it.
My takeaway is about genius and Einstein, and it's something that really impacted my life in the study of Einstein as it was. You can't solve a problem in the same consciousness in which it was created. And whether using Buzz's consciousness and his experience, situational knowledge, and relationships to change the way you look at your own business, or whether it's in the context of conflict and the consciousness of genius itself and expressing our own God, our own highest self, or of course in diagnosis, changing the consciousness for the practitioners that are failing us today in our medical system. You can't solve a problem in the same consciousness in which it was created. The nice thing is not just using mentorship like yourself, but also technology. AI allows us to look at things with multiple consciousness. You can examine, diagnose, look at something as if I'm Blaine Bartlett, top executive business coach, or the incredible entrepreneur. Look at this problem as if I'm Matt Ebert, CEO, founder of an over $3 billion.
You just went dark, David. There you are. Okay.
I feel like that was the most genius part of your message, David, and then took it away from us.
There you go. David, we've lost your
Thank you,
audio.
guys. Yeah, because someone's calling me. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. Got you now.
Yeah, somebody's calling me. So should be a student of their calendar, but you know how it is. Anyway, thank you, Matt. Thank you, Blaine.
Take care,
I was saying
gentlemen.
really nice things. If you read lips, you'll know what I was saying, but it was really nice. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks for carrying me, boys. Episode 907 or so of Office Hours, the incredible Matt Ebert and Blaine Bartlett. Go to blainebartlett.com. Follow Matt as well, Crash Champion CEO. These guys know their shit. Reach out to them for help. Get on the podcast. Great businesses they're running. As far as I go, VIP dinner tonight for the Unstoppable Foundation Fanatics Fest. We're here in New York City. Meet up at 2:00 in a few. Then we'll be at SoFi Stadium with Tim Story there. Miami, come and visit us post World Cup. Miami FC, Messi with our after party Investor Private Member Group, London Mastermind in the UK, and then Breckenridge, Colorado, with Marshall Falk and Virgil Herring at the finale. All of these include interviews, meetups, fireside chats, holding court, VIP dinners for charity, Ryder Cup of wine. Then we go on to Atlanta, and I didn't see what the other city was. But if you want to stay informed and invited, just come to 949-298-2905. That'll keep you informed and invited to 200 different cities. We're here in New York, then LA, then Miami, then London, then Colorado, then Atlanta, then back to Las Vegas for season 11 of Office Hours. Anyway, David at dmeltzer.com. David means beloved. D, first initial. Meltzer means servant. Let me be your beloved servant. David at dmeltzer.com. Remember, most importantly, be more interested than interesting. Be kind to your future self and do good deeds. Hit it, Gigi.
Hey! 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 Oh, hey! Wanna know where David's gonna be? Get invites, updates, and community. When he's in your city, you won't miss a thing. Just text the number, let your phone ring, 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 ring. 949-298-2905. That's 949-298-2905. Hey. Events, connection, and opportunity.